Thank you, Anirban, for that excellent introduction. And I would like to thank Ambassador Rajiv Shikri as well as our main chief guest who is going to release the book. I was really wondering, what role I would be playing, but he told 10 minutes. This is very tough for a, he knows, I think Vivek Debroy will agree. See, we professors measure time by 90 minutes. That is what we call one session. Anyhow, and when Anirban says I didn't want to say no to him, being a Calcuttan, and Anirban being a Bengali, one doesn't say no to a Bengali to start with. Very risky. And second is he belongs to that endangered species of being a right-wing Bengali. That is another thing. This is one of the rare things, right? Vivek Debroy is smiling. Anyhow. So, first and foremost is, the Uttamam is all of you must buy the book and read it. And tell all your friends, relatives, well-wishers, everybody to buy and read it. The Madhyamam is just buy it. If you don't read, it doesn't matter, right? Because I can't tell my students to read a book. So I can't tell audience like you to do that. It's contain a range of topics and it covers really a very, very broad spectrum. You have economics, you have international affairs, security. So many areas are covered in a very, what one can call erudite manner. You have a lot of experts who have provided inputs for the book, and for that itself I would thank Anirban for coming forward, as well as of course our publisher for agreeing to publish this. Of course, there is a lot written there on all the initiatives like which are provided here, Mudra Bank, then your pension, insurance for various categories of people. But much more is what is it to be written, because a lot of youngsters are very impatient. They feel the government should do much more, and many of them feel in 1 year you should have achieved for what one should do for 10 years. It's not an easy task. It's not a very easy task at all. For something like 60 years of the path has been taken in one particular direction. To reverse it, to clean it up, I think it's a very, very important thing, and a major initiative has to be undertaken. It will take, according to me, anywhere between 1 decade and 1.5 decades. It's not going to be an easy thing. It's not like a magic wand you tell that tomorrow it, because as in the American context they say Democrats are actually ruling the US government, but Republicans are in power. I think it's very important to notice. So we are having a particular type of a government elected by majority, but still I would say the Nehruvian mindset is in power. At all levels, bureaucracy, army, lower levels of judiciary, higher levels of judiciary. It's a very, very, it's not going to be an easy type of a task to make it, because it's in a particular way in which thinking is gone on for, and that is the only way they knew about it. The future trend I was discussing with Bebek also, and everyone knows about it. Maybe I think we should seriously think in terms of restructuring the entire center state things. I think more than 8 to 10 ministries are not required at the center. Delhi is a huge bloated bureaucracy actually. Huge number of ministries can be either done away with. A lot of it is already done by the state governments, and there is no need for such a huge paraphernalia. If you want to have maximum governance, only way to think about it is to have some 8 to 9 of ministries. All other remaining ministries can go. Nothing will happen, I can tell you. But it is very tough here because it's a city of symmetries, I always call it. Delhi is a city of samadhis. You go from one end to another, you find one after another samadhis. There is no peace at all here. All are, and some more who are dying also want to be buried in this place. It's a very sad state of affair actually. We shouldn't have a capital which is full of masans actually. Small thing, somebody told, someone road has to be changed. It's getting into so tougher issue that Aurangzeb, whatever he did, God knows, whoever put that road, you can't change that name of the road. So it's not going to be an easy task at all. And this is a very, very huge bloated bureaucracy here. I would like to. So I feel, I'm sure PM knows about it. He is also aware of it. He is not, only one advantage he has is he is still an outsider. He is not as in the Washington belt they call it, he is not an insider. He is still an outsider who is fasting and with only one meal per day. Even that is, some journalists are not very happy about it. Why should you have one meal per day? And this is not a very, and what type of a meal he is having? Investigative, what we call MSM, mainstream media. But fortunately for them, the last 1 week at least, this Indrani has come and closed all the other issues. Modi is forgotten, Pakistan is forgotten, China is forgotten, Europe is sinking, that is also forgotten. Huge number of refugees are going, nobody. Everybody is only focused on one particular person. And, zeroth husband and fifth husband, so many complications. Anyway, I will not get into that. So, I think the future should be, we must create a lean center. I think that should be one of the issues in which we should give our focus, so that, basically the same civil servant, whether it is at state or at center, it's not something, coming from sky or something. And a lot of states have developed reasonable levels of infrastructure, reasonable levels of governance, particularly south of India, as I should tell. I am coming from there. And so it's not very difficult or something. I think this is one area which we should very seriously think about it. Our friend Rajivji, of course, will talk about global situation and international security issues. So the future is very bright, I would say, for the simple reason the objectives are clear and which direction we are moving. There will be obviously many other issues in terms of, temporary aberrations and so many types, but as long as the objective is clear. And our PM is extraordinarily respected and revered, and I am very confident in the next 5 years he would become something more than Lee Kuan Yew for Asia. He would be not only respected, he would be feared, let me tell you frankly. So it's something which is, the man has got a significant amount of what one can call probity as well as integrity. So we are very lucky. And to that extent, I think if we can galvanize the entire national ethos, I think we must, because changing track is not easy. We have never changed track. We had only one track. That was the Nehruvian idea of how to run the country. And what some people call it idea of India, whatever it means, right? Their idea of India or our idea of India. But so changing track is not the first time actually we are doing. He would know about it. Vivek can talk more about it after writing his railway report, how difficult it is to change track. But I am very, very confident. And in that way, this book would go a long way. I would only request Anirban to think in terms of another book, maybe at the end of third year or at the end of fourth year, about what has taken place, right? Again, Prabhat Prakashan, right? But more in white paper, less in brown paper, right? So you can release the white paper at the end of 3 years so that it could consolidate, or 4 years. So it would be very useful thing. And thank you, Anirban, for calling me here. And of course, I should thank my dear friend Vivek, who is going to release the book, for encouraging me to be present here, right? Thank you all. Thank you a lot.